about it. Do you know
Ooh,
why?
go ahead.
Okay. I wasn't planning to address this at all because I was so pissed off. But I had a big ass rant to my fiance, who, if you don't know about my past, I used to be a professional commentator for esports. And actually was one of the first women to ever commentate top 8 at Evo. In addition to that, my fiance, he is a professional Soul Calibur player. If you don't know what Evo is Evolution. It is one of the largest fighting game tournaments in the world. They're known for having 2 events every year. One that takes place in Japan, called Evo Japan, and one that takes place in Las Vegas, which is just called Evo. There was a big scandal back in 2020 where when I was supposed to commentate Evo, I dropped out as well as other commentators because we found out the owner of all of Evo ended up being a pedophile. So we all
Yeah.
dropped out. And then I was like, if there's new management, I'll come back to commentate Evo. Now there's new management, which is great, right? Or so I thought. Until Evo took fucking blood money.
Blood money.
They're putting a
Hmm?
third Evo and they took Saudi money.
Oh Lord.
Yup. So you know what sports washing is, right? When you
Oh
have a
yeah, I think I. You know what? I think I know what the country you're talking about now. I was like, wait, because I saw Sonic Fox like tweet something. I was like, what was talking about Saudi Arabia? And I was like, oh, now I see. But go ahead, my bad. I was just connected the dot.
Yep.
Damn.
So I'm glad Sonic Fox spoke out about it. So what happened was is that so I don't know if you guys know what sports washing is. It's a huge issue currently going on where places with extreme like hateful and terrible things going on put a fuck ton of money into like causes that will give them good clout, right? Such as offering sports players insane amounts of millions upon millions of dollars to try to get a good representation for themselves. They even try to do that with video games. So for video game tournaments, a lot of them turn it down because they're like, no, I'm not going to like sell out our morals as a community or like, not do that kind of shit. The fighting game community is broke, right? We're going to be honest here. There's not a lot of money in it. So guess who was the one who finally took the jump at it? I want to bring up this in particular. This is a big issue to me personally as somebody who fought really hard for equality in the scene. I'm somebody who fought for women to enter the scene more and to have safe spaces, even for men to feel more safe in the community that we're being attacked by people as well, and feeling there's an open communication to report problems when there's problems. I worked hard for women to enter into the commentary space as well as entering into tournaments when they themselves are having issues with feeling uncomfortable and needing an extra level of support. I have fought hard for LGBTQIA plus rights within the scene when there's been homophobic and extremely transphobic conduct towards players and individuals that has breached code of conduct and slammed down on making sure that we follow through with what the code of conduct is, which by the way, if you don't know, there's a code of conduct for all world tours in fucking fighting games. And that code of conduct is not upheld for a lot of people who are clouded. And I worked damn hard to make sure people who even have clout can be taken the fuck down if they do something inappropriate. This also applied to the people who were pedophiles in the scene, who tournament organizers originally wanted to leave and did not want to permaban. And I had to put my name on the line and go against a fucked up fan base for especially for Melee, not a Melee, sorry, especially for Smash. And I had to go against that shit. And it was a really fucked up time in the scene. So, I'm someone who fought for a lot of shit. And I left the fighting game community. I retired, I moved on with my life, and I support people behind the scenes. If there's ever like an issue about, usually when I have some people reached out to me before within the past year or two, where, especially one case where a woman was being sexually harassed in her local scene, and I had to talk to their tournament organizers to make sure that they created a safer space for her. And she had screenshots that were proof of the guy texting her insane shit, right? And I was like, hey, don't gaslight her. And the problem was the guy in that locals had clout. He was like a known player in that country. And I was like, just because he's a known player doesn't give him the right to ask her, are you a virgin? You seem like a whore to me.
Whoa, what?
Would you fuck me?
What?
And she literally says, no, I'm uncomfortable in the messages back. And he goes, but you do want to fuck me, right? That's
What
the
the
fucking
fuck?
messages. And they would not reprimand him. Not even
What?
suspend him from coming to locals. Not even address him until I had to step in. That's the state of the
That's
scene. I have witnessed a man being sexually harassed by a woman in person and assaulted, right? When you
mhm.
get unwanted physical contact and they start rubbing their titties on you and you're uncomfortable, you say please stop and they keep proceeding. Unwanted. Where I had to physically pull a woman off of a guy because he was uncomfortable. Do you know why? Because it's a fucked up space. And I've fought for every gender that needs to be fought for. Now, when I'm saying that this is a backwards ass move, I'm telling you, as somebody who worked hard for equality in this space, as someone who represented both men and women in this space, what they're doing now with Evo is disgusting. Everything that I worked
Mm,
for extremely hard to make sure people felt comfortable in this space feels like it's being walked all over. And that's
yeah.
my take.
Yeah, also with like the fighting game community is like it's supposed to be like an equal opportunity for everyone. Like that's what it feels like. That's what I feel like. That's what like it embodies truly, like as a player, but also as a community. It's supposed to like it's supposed to be very inclusive, and the fact that they're kind of like moving it to like a place where they know it's unsafe for like people like LGBTQ people. I'm like it's kind of wild, honestly. That's even been stated. I'm like, God damn. And then you have other people, other commentators. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, God damn.
I
This
am strongly
this is kinda
boycotting
crazy.
Evo, and
This is
I'm going to
crazy.
contact my friends who are also commentators in the scene. I'm going to contact other professional
Oh,
players in the scene and discuss
mhm.
boycotting together. I
It's
was asked to
mhm,
return to commentary, not for Evo in particular, but I was asked to return to commentary in general, and I
mhm,
refuse. I refuse to enter back into a scene that is willing to do this. I'm unwilling to be supportive of the companies that I have worked for a long period of time, that I've given years of my life to, if this is how we're gonna proceed. That's it.
yeah,
And the thing is, right, is that I'm okay. I wanna be very clear about something. If you choose to support it, that's up to you. You're your own person, right? I'm not gonna tell you what to do and not do with your life. But I want to be clear about where I stand and what I plan to do with my life, right? It's kind of, for example, where I'll watch Blizzard animations, but I'm not going to play a Blizzard game for the rest of my life because I had friends who worked at Blizzard who were affected by what happened there, right? But if my fiance plays a Blizzard game or my friends play Blizzard games, fuck it, have fun. I'm not here to dictate what you do with your life. But I want you to know that I want to stand on principle for what I do, right? And listen, even Riot's had problems. Riot's had big problems. I don't know personally anyone at Riot that's been affected negatively, so I still play Riot games. It's literally how it is. It's not about double standards, it's about what you're willing to stand up for. And for me, it's with me knowing personally people affected is not acceptable to me, and I will make that stand over and over again. Yeah. Anyways, big ass rant. Really, really fucking disappointed. Um, I don't know, man. It's just it went like EVO went from being one of the best fighting game tournaments in the entire world, one of the biggest platforms you could ever have. And now this is where we are. And I was somebody who was proud to be one of the first women to ever commentate for Top 8 at EVO. I was so proud to the point where I was interviewed about hitting one of the largest points in my career, where I was now hosting also things for Xbox. I was hosting for PlayStation as well. I was doing a lot of really cool things in my career because of that opportunity. I got to
mhm.
announce I got to announce seasons for new games. I got to do a lot of shit that I'm really proud of in the scene as well. And now here we are, where someone like me could never commentate at that Evo. Someone like me could never have the same opportunity that I have now because that's what they're willing to do. I've been in a situation where because I'm a woman of color, I've been rejected for commentary when they originally hired me. That was an incident that happened back in 2019. And that incident was like, we raised hell, right? That incident was directly related to
Mhm.
it was an outfit scandal. So I personally did not want to wear a certain outfit on stream because though I didn't mind being provocative back then. I didn't mind wearing like low cut stuff. I felt like why do
Yeah.
the men not have to do it and I have to do it, right? That was the
Yeah.
situation I got into.
Uh-huh.
I refused it. They weren't comfortable with having me anymore because that's what they wanted out of me. It was a weird, weird situation. And
Okay.
then they had a meeting, and one of my friends, not really my friend, more of an acquaintance who knew me, was in the meeting, and they made a joke about me being a woman of color, right?
Hmm?
Well, they actually referred to me as Blackie in the meeting. So,
Blackie?
yeah.
What the
So,
fuck?
he instantly
Oh,
told
hell
me
nah.
he instantly told me. Not even called up, actually, I saw one of my friends in person, and she is one of the largest, like, TV hosts in all yeah, it was Asia for the tournament I'm talking about. Um, I talked to one of my friends in person. She was one of the largest hosts in all of France. I told her about the situation, and she goes, "Oh, we're making them pay you. Oh, we're making if they're not gonna no, we're making them you're getting your money. This is unfair. This is unjust. Like, we're fixing this." And she goes, "Do you still wanna work there?" I go, "No, fuck no, I don't wanna go there." She goes, "Cool. We're
Yeah.
making sure you get compensated because that's not fair to you because you were supposed to be hired for this." And she handled the situation. Do you know why? Because
Hmm.
people help their own, right?
Yeah.
We're there to support
Yeah.
each other because 'cause we're a fucking community. When there's racism, when there's bigotry, when there's shit like that, and I would never have known about that, by the way. They said that stuff, and I never would have known. Unless someone who just happened to, like, be cool
And
with
then
me,
know you.
right? Not even a close friend, but was just willing to do the right thing and just tell me. Like, right?
Man,
Isn't that fucking insane?
that's wild. Like, why? What the fuck? Just get that do like stuff like that just go unnoticed for so many years. Like if somebody doesn't like you would just be oblivious. Like, well, I guess we just parted ways on the amicable terms, and not them saying like something fucking racially insensitive. But also, what? That is just yeah. Uh,
The
I'm sorry you
underbelly
had to
of the
deal with
FGC
that.
is really fucked. I wanna say something also in addition, though, is that
Mhm.
I gave a lot of my life to the fighting game community because I love it. There's amazing,
Cool.
incredible people who are a part of the FGC. I don't want that to be overshone by this, but making this decision is walking back all the progress that's made. You're walking back a lot of shit by doing stuff like this because
Mhm.
women's rights matter, LGBTQIA plus rights matter, and the FGC is called a fighting game community. The moment you start like ostracizing a part of your community, you no longer have the right to be called that
Mhm.
anymore. You lose the literal title and genre of the games that you're playing.
For sure.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's true. Someone on Twitter did call me whitey at one point. That was pretty funny.
Well, Blackie is insane.
Yeah. Well, it was like,
Man.
yeah, language is a very weird thing. So in Asia, but yeah. Did I
Mm.
miss? Anyway, sorry, my face is frozen because my tracker. Yeah, that's basically my whole rant about Evo. I don't know. If you still choose to support it, that's like up to you. I'm not here to be your fucking parent. I just wanted you to know very clearly where I stand.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's about it.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'll support you. There's nothing wrong. Not them fucking up my homie, but also I don't know. It seems like just very disingenuous for them to do. To outside the party community, knowing exactly how many people participate in FGC and how inclusive it is sometimes. Um, I don't know. Just a really weird move for money. I mean, maybe if the country wasn't like that, that'd be cool. But like they are, actually know people are like that and persecuted against. So it just seems like a really, really weird and awkward decision for no reason.
Hopefully, post that on YouTube. Sure, I'll post on YouTube.
But yeah, fuck you,
You're not our parent, but can we call you Mother Alicia? Sure, that's fine.
yes. Mommy? Mommy? Mhm.
All right, I'll just do no YouTube outro. Thanks for watching, YouTube.
Oh,
You
shit.
know, I didn't really plan on making this a YouTube video, but sure. Um, I don't know. Like, do what you want with your own time in your own life. And if you're mad at me for speaking up, fuck you. That's about it. Bye.